How's it going, guys? I'm out here on a river in Texas and I'm paddling up it in my new Hobie. Get a nice little leg workout. I wanted to upload a video today of something that's a little bit different than anything I've ever uploaded on my channel, and I wanted to talk about mental health and how making videos for YouTube, specifically fishing videos, could actually be detrimental to your mental health. And I kind of want to just explore that and basically just tell y'all my experiences and why I think that, you know, there's a ton of new people getting into YouTube and making videos and stuff, and I think it's just something to have an understanding of people that have come before you and the struggles that they have gone through, and understand what you might be getting yourself into, basically. So I think one of the first reasons YouTube could give you issues with your mental health is because it's a full-time job, especially fishing. You have to come out here, spend entire days in the sun, especially if you live in Texas. After you work your butt off getting footage, you have to go home, upload that, edit it, render it, upload it to YouTube. It's a full-time job. So basically, if you want to be a YouTuber, you need to go get a full-time job to support you while you try to make it in this other, you know, industry. So you're basically working two jobs. So, you know, that probably is how it should be, and I'm not really complaining about it. But I guess that brings me into, if you're going to be working a full-time job, how long could you work a full-time job without actually getting paid for it? Granted, I think a lot of people just want to make videos and not necessarily get paid, but I think a lot of people do want to make a living off of their videos as well, you know? So basically, that's my question. How long will your family, your wife, your parents allow you to work and drive yourself into the dirt before you may or may not ever make it, basically? Something to think about. The next thing I wanted to talk about is how views can affect your mental health. Basically, if you're not getting views, and this is also not just me, this is from a poll of quite a few YouTubers that I know and fish with. If you're not getting views, you basically feel terrible. Like, your emotions generally are connected to how you're doing, and if you feel like you're not doing well, then you don't feel good. So let's say that you are doing well and you're making a lot of money off of your content and your extra job that you're running is successful. There's the fear that anytime you upload, it might be the wrong thing and YouTube might just turn its back on you, and then that's the end of it for you. So you basically work for something for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden it's not viable for you to live off of anymore. Which, if you look through YouTube's history, that's actually super common. I wanted to talk how doing YouTube and YouTube videos could affect your friendships, both with your friends that do YouTube and both with your friends that don't do it. Your friends that don't do it generally will not really fully understand why you're as passionate about it as you are, and it'll kind of alienate you from them. Your friends that do YouTube, basically the way it works is, if you try to film with people that don't film or do YouTube, then they don't understand where they need to be in relation to the sun, that sort of thing. If you do fish with YouTubers, then you're all if you do fish with other YouTubers, then everybody's vying for the same footage, and everybody's scared that, like, their following is gonna go watch this other person that you're fishing with, basically, or however that might be, which I'm not saying it's that case in all of YouTube, because it's probably not, but the YouTube fishing community is pretty selfish, and people kind of just do stuff when it benefits them, you know? So I guess my point is with that is, you can have people that are pretending to be your friend that actually aren't your friend because they either want to get ahead or want their own followings, or really whatever the purpose is in their head, that they're trying to friend you and not actually be your friend. But that's something that I've had happen quite a few times in my 10 years on YouTube, is people that basically are just using you to try to get ahead, and they're not actually your real friends. And that really sucks, because I'm not really that kind of person, and I get a lot of those people that try to use me. So another thing I want to talk about that I never really fully considered before I had a big name in the fishing community, and that was pretty much, you know, in order for you to kind of make your own living, as an influencer in the fishing community, you have to become pretty big. And I've gotten to the point where I really can't go out in public without people being like, hey, are you catching dinosaurs? And yeah, that's cool and everything, and I don't mind that, but it sucks when, with me personally, because I've made some enemies with bow fishermen and whatnot. So it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, is this guy one of those people that threatened to kill me online, or whatever the case might be, you know? So that's one of those things, like, sounds cool to get a bunch of views, but when people actually know what you drive and who you are and your name and where you live and all that, not so much fun anymore. And a lot of YouTubers have found that out, you know, the hard way. I think another thing that people are probably not ready for once they start uploading to YouTube is just how much that people will hate on absolutely anything. It doesn't matter if you're trying to be the nicest guy, if you try to be the nicest you possibly can to fish. It really doesn't matter. No matter what, there's a whole slew of people that are just ready to be totally toxic in your comment section. And for some people, they're gonna find that to be harmful to their mental health. It's also probably worth mentioning that it's hard to operate when people have preconceived notions of who you are at all times, where you have no idea who they are and they think they know everything about you and think that they can just judge you by a single action. It's difficult, and I think there's quite a few people that are in the spotlight and have been that have felt the same way. Another thing I wanted to mention real quick, it's just a grind of doing YouTube. If you don't upload every 3 to 4 days, your channel's gonna die, and that just alone is a terrifying thing to have to worry about. Also too, because if you upset YouTube, there's no calling them up and be like, oh, what did I do wrong? Oh, sure, I won't do that anymore in future videos, my bad. Thank you for the guidance. Like, no, you just, if you upset them, you're done. And they hang you out to dry, and that's pretty much the end of it. And that could be 10 years of your life that doesn't work anymore monetarily for you or whatever, you know. So I know this video is probably going to be pretty rambly and ranty, and I'm really not angry. Like I said, I have a lot of gratitude for everything in my life, and I just kind of wanted to go over some of the points and emotions that I've felt through my journey with YouTube, and I'm sure there's quite a few others that have. I mean, I was in the category of not growing, small creator for a long time, and watching a lot of the same size creators do the exact same thing that I was doing for a long time. So I understand how that feels 100%. I understand the emotions that come along with it, and a lot of them are absolutely horrible. So my heart goes out to the people that aren't making it, who are putting their heart and soul into it, because I totally feel you guys and I know how it feels. So I think that's pretty much it for me. If you made it through this video, respect to you. Not really expecting anybody to watch it, since it's one of those videos that's going to get 300 views anyways, but just wanted to throw this out there. Making fishing content isn't just going out, throwing baits in the water, setting hooks. There's more to it. And it actually can affect your path on your life more than you might think, in a positive way and in a negative way. So it's definitely important for you to consider what you're uploading, what you're trying to get out of it, and what you're trying to achieve out of uploading your content, basically. So